Hello, students. Welcome to our eighth lesson. Our lesson for today is about tourist attractions and theme parks. Are you ready? Let's begin. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the nature and scope of tourist attractions, explain the evolution of tourist attractions, define and clarify tourist attractions, differentiate theme parks from amusement parks, discuss the main issues in the management of tourist attractions, clarify the role of technology in tourist attractions, explain the future of tourist attractions, and describe the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. So first, let us discuss about the nature of and scope of tourist attractions. So basically, there are two types of tourist attraction. These are site and event attractions. So when we talk about site attractions, these are the things that we can see or even we can touch, and it is in which that the destination itself has an appeal. While event attraction is an appeal wherein tourists visit a certain destination because of the things that are taking in place there. So meaning when we talk about events, usually these are festivals, these are conventions, meetings, and etc. So under these categories, there are more specific types of attractions. So now let us discuss them one by one. So this is an overview of the attractions. So basically we have cultural attractions, natural attractions, events, recreation, and entertainment attractions. So under the cultural attractions, we have historical sites. This could be buildings. It could also be places wherein a historical event happened, like in the Battle of Ising in Carmen, as well as in Intramuros. And another one is archaeological sites wherein we can find different archaeological artifacts. Next is architecture. It could also be cuisine or ethnic foods or local foods, monuments, industrial sites, museums, ethnic concerts, and theater. Now, under the natural attractions, so it is anything that is made by nature or created by nature. So it could be landscape, seascape, parks, mountains, flora, fauna, coasts, islands, waterfalls, mountains, like that. Next is for events. It could be mega events, community events, festivals, religious events, sports events, trade shows, or corporate shows. Next is recreation. So under recreation, we have sightseeing, golf, swimming, tennis, hiking, biking, snow sports, or even mountaineering. And for entertainment attractions, we have theme parks, amusement parks, casinos, cinemas, shopping facilities, performing arts centers, and sports complexes. Now let's move on to the evolution of tourist attractions. So the evolution of tourism really depended on the existence and development of attractions because as we all know, attractions plays a major part in the development of tourism. The main reason why people visit the destination is because of the attraction. So as far as back in the Roman Empire, travelers went to Egypt to see the pyramids. So I'm sure that you are very familiar with pyramids of Egypt. And later on, the grand tour routes were around the major cultural attractions of Europe. So some of today's tourist attractions have long been existing since the late 19th century and the early 20th century. It was in the post-war period that tourist attractions really developed. So these include theme parks. So as you can see in the figure in the right side of the screen, we have here the data of the world's most popular theme parks. So the highest in terms of attendance is the Magic Kingdom in Florida, USA, which is also part of Walt Disney. So Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney, followed by Disneyland Park. So Disneyland is one of the most visited theme parks all throughout the world, and it is second in California. We also have Tokyo Disneyland, Tokyo Disney Sea in Japan. Next is Universal Studios in Japan, Disney's Animal Kingdom, and lastly by the Disney California Adventure Park. Now, let us classify the different types of attractions. So it could be classified according to their features, such as core products. So it could be historical houses, museums and galleries, wildlife attractions, castles, botanical gardens, steam railways, visitor centers, country parks, or leisure parks. And we have many other types of attractions depending on their features and types of products. Now, in terms of physical environment, attractions may be located in the natural environment such as forests, mountains, and national parks. It could also be found in built environments that are not originally designed for visitors but are adopted as attractions due to their increasing popularity among people, such as historic houses, workplaces, steam railways, and castles. So formerly, these are just simple infrastructures, but as the time goes by, when there are historical events that happen in that specific place, then it could become an attraction. And lastly, built environment and designed for visitor purposes such as visitor centers and leisure parks. So they are really built for leisure purposes. So their purpose is mainly for attraction. So attractions are not only found outdoors but as well as indoors. So museums are an example of indoor attractions. Now, in terms of ownership, attractions are owned and managed by organizations, trusts, and individuals working in public, private, and non-profit sectors. Therefore, anybody could own an attraction so long as it could be you build it on your own or it is part of your property. So state involvement in attraction funding is shown in Europe, Canada, and Singapore. Here in the Philippines, there are attractions that are owned by the government. Like usually they are national parks and the protected sites or those sites that are part of the World Heritage Sites. In the United States of America, many attractions are subsidized by charitable donations and the voluntary sector. The voluntary sector includes organizations that own and manage attractions on a non-profit basis. Next, by the way, in this kind of attraction that is subsidized by a non-profit organization, I could cite an example here. Have you been to Eden, the place of Kibuloy? He said that that is his heaven. I forgot the specific name of his park, but it is actually a subsidized attraction because it is coming from the donations of the member of his religion. So now, let's talk about the admission policy. So some attractions charge admission fees while others are free to the public. So it depends. Usually, those who have admission fees are privately owned. And its main purpose also is for profit and for government owned is for maintenance purposes. So attractions operated by membership subscription organizations allow members free entry and voluntary donations are requested in other attractions such as churches and cathedrals. Now, for its appeal, attractions may really appeal to a local market, regionally, nationally, or internationally. So, domestic tourists usually dominate the market for tourist attractions. However, there are different types of attractions that appeal to different types of tourists. And in terms of size and capacity, attractions differ in size and capacity depending on their operation and target market. So, understanding the capacity of sites is important in terms of management and marketing. So, there are attractions that are very large at size, but they have small capacities. Usually, they are protected sites. No, like example, we have forests. So forests forests are big, but we limit the carrying capacity of forests, of course, to avoid environmental impacts. Next is composition. So many attractions are located in or around a specific point, such as a capital city, and some follow line or route. Events may also be found in various locations. So the locations of our attractions depends on where it is located, okay, and its type. And the degree of performance, built tourist attractions are usually designed with a high degree of performance. Events and festivals have a short duration, hence temporary sites and mobile infrastructures are often used. So the type of building, the type of infrastructures or facilities depend also on the type of attractions that we have. So if it is a natural attraction and if it is a protected site, then we need also to limit the facilities. Like in Boracay, there is a specific policy wherein you can only build infrastructure at least 25-meter away from the seashore, and we must not inhabit the seashore area of the Boracay so that it will not be overpopulated or it will not be polluted. In terms of the number of visitors, so tourist attractions receive varying visitor numbers. Some attractions regularly record approximately more than 500,000 visitors, while others attract a smaller number of travelers. Usually, they depend on seasonality, right? There are destinations are that has a high number of tourists. Example are the ski resorts during winter seasons, but during summer seasons, they do not have tourists at all because they offer winter activities. Next is amusement parks and theme parks. So amusement and theme parks are terms for a group of entertainment attractions and rides and other events in a specific location to enjoy a large number of people. So what's the difference between the two? When we talk about amusement parks, so generally their main purpose is to provide enjoyment and recreational services to their customers, while theme parks are very specific for a specific theme. It could be a motif about Disney characters like the Disneyland, or it could be Universal Studios because their themes are movies that are produced by Universal Studios. So that's the difference between amusement and theme parks. So amusement parks doesn't have any theme or motif, while theme parks have themes or motifs. And water parks is also different because they are focusing on water-based activities. Now, managing a tourist attraction is not easy. Any type of business, any type of attractions, we encounter different issues. Now, let's talk about the main issues that the management encounters when they manage tourist attractions. So first one is management planning. So attractions with the highest level of management planning perform best and are more profitable. Managers must plan ahead, decide what actions will be taken, and identify objectives, timescales, funding, and projects implementation. So planning is very important, guys, when you are going to have your tourist attractions. So planning is necessary for the long-term survival of attractions based on renewal and innovation. No? Any type of business, any type of attraction, it needs proper planning. It could be a long-term plan or a short-term plan, so long as you really need to have a plan. Now, there are effects of having a high level of planning. It could increase the number of visitors, increase revenue. You can have longer asset value, greater local profit, lengthen visitor stay, better growth of your business, and greater confidence for your business. Next is environmental impacts. So whatever we do in the earth, it has really an environmental impact. whatever it is, both good and bad. So visitors cause environmental impacts to raise several issues for managers of natural, built, and event attractions. So while natural attractions and those that charge admission fees are highly susceptible to seasonality, places of worship and country parks are less susceptible. So there are attractions like here in Mabini Protected Landscape and Seascape. They have environmental fees to suffice the environmental impacts of tourists going over the destination. No? So these environmental fees are used for the maintenance and rehabilitation of the area. Next is visitor numbers. So several factors affect visitor numbers. These are promotions, global issues, and the weather. Mechanisms for recording visitor numbers include admission tickets, car parking receipts, and manual or mechanical tools. However, recording visitor numbers at some sites is a problem, particularly when the entry is free, when the site has multiple entry points, and when mechanical counting is not feasible. Hence, when we talk about visitor arrivals or visitor numbers, we can really not tell that it is the most perfect number of visitor count. Okay, it is just an approximate or estimated number of arrivals because it is quite difficult to record everything in each attraction. But there are attractions that really have a listing of their visitors every day, especially now that we are experiencing this pandemic and we really need to have contact tracing. So we really have records of the tourists that are entering our attraction vicinity. Next is destination planning. So attractions function more effectively when they are clustered together. So the rationale for clustering tourist attractions is for greater tourist mobility, competition among tourist areas, stronger marketing mechanisms, and higher investment in development. Managers of attractions can collaborate to attract visitors to an area rather than to a simple attraction, with the motivation to visit all attractions through big discounts and visitor passes. So when you are going to open an attraction, you need also to have destination planning because part of the destination is the attraction. So what's the difference between the two? When we talk about destination, it is the whole place wherein attractions are located. Okay, when we talk about attractions, these are the specific sites or events that is happening within the destination. Next is diversification. So many attractions have developed from an existing business such as farm attractions to a diversified agricultural business. Industry attractions have developed through a similar process where the company identifies an opportunity to promote its products and create brand awareness through the visitor market. Next is renewal and innovation. So innovation is a principal concept in the tourism business, and many attraction managers find it necessary to incorporate technology and innovation into their featured attractions to retain and stimulate visitors' interest. So some people or some attraction managers now, they are trying to diversify their products. They do not only offer one product, but they offer different or various types of products. For example, it could be a combination of a natural and man-made attraction wherein they have enhanced a naturally built attraction and they added infrastructures or facilities. And for renewal and innovation, they might also apply virtual reality, wherein you will just use this VR technology, and that now that we are having the social distancing and virtual reality is going to be a trend, wherein you just need to wear that VR device and you will feel like you are in an actual virtual tour. Now let's talk about the future of tourist attractions. So the first one is about management and about revenue generation. So when we manage tourist attractions, of course, we earn revenue or income because especially if it is an attraction that are privately owned or even government owned, their main purpose of operating it is for profit. So other than ticket sales and attractions can generate revenue through several means. Hence, efficient management is necessary for the success of attraction. So some, they offer different activities, of course, for a fee. So that's also a form of revenue. So here is a list of alternative mechanisms for revenue generation in attraction. So encouraging educational visits, providing a venue for corporate hospitality meetings and product launches, hosting weddings and birthday parties, generating rental income from alternative usage of infrastructure such as retail outlets, clubs, and offices, which utilize redundant buildings or space on site, introducing car parking charges or leasing of the car park to a management company, improving retail and catering initiatives that reflect the ethos of the attraction, attracting more visitors and more frequent repeat visits, increasing length of stay by offering more activities, extending opening hours such as nighttime visiting, introducing members or friends schemes, giving privileges and discounts, hosting high profile events, and attracting corporate sponsorship. So see, you can offer different types of activities or different types of products and services for you to earn more in your attraction. Now, in terms of marketing, marketing is significant in the success of attractions, guys. But when we talk about marketing, it is not only on promotion and advertising. It includes pricing, products, and distribution, and even the conceptualization of your product. Okay? So when we talk about marketing, it also involves PDOS. PDOS is planning, um, organizing, staffing, and distribution also. So the most successful attractions have produced professional media kits, which are used in public relations work such as photographs, brochures, maps, and posters for different markets. Managers of attractions should prepare effective marketing strategies that appeal to the consumers, such as offering the right product to the right person at the right time in the right place. So in terms of promotion, you could use leaflet, brochure, and now even social media marketing. For product development, so it is creating world-class destinations. So when you plan about your tourist attractions, you should focus it on a worldwide setting, guys. So product development is a process in which managers of attractions engage in innovations that develop a new concept and use new technology such as virtual reality and animations, which enliven the product offering through tours, reenactment, and personal forms of interpretation. The main factor of creating a world class destination is the establishment of a superior product. The product must be centered on a clear understanding of the visitor experience, human resource management principles, and a commitment to product development. Moreover, other important factors are understanding and anticipating consumer needs and expectation, understanding the wider market and supply of competitive products, and the ability to innovate. So when you are going to develop your product, you must know that the current trends, what are the current trends of the market, what are the current consumer behavior, how are they going to purchase products. No, so you need to know all of these. What are your available supplies? What are the current demands for you to know what type of attraction that you are going to offer to your market. Next is interpretation and communication. So two brand themes are significant in interpretation and communication, guys. So when you are having your attraction or managing your attraction, the first thing that you must look into is the role of technology, or known as high tech. And the other one is the personal interaction, known as high touch. You should have a combination of these two. What do we mean by high tech and high touch? When we talk about high tech, it is more on high technology or advanced technologies, meaning you need to innovate in your business, in your attraction. Now we need to automate everything, especially that we are embracing innovation and technology in our generation nowadays, especially that we have experienced the pandemic. We need to use computers, we need to use online transactions, we need to have online bookings, we need to have social media marketing, we really need to have autobots for our online marketing, we need to have virtual assistants. So these are high tech approach, right? And when we talk about high touch, it should be personalized. You should be involved. You should feel your guests. You should put yourself in the shoes of your customers. So at least you should have a personal interaction with your guest. Autobots are not sufficient. Okay? Autobots are only for common concerns of your guests, but you should also have to have personalized interaction. Okay? So there are different reasons why operators of attractions invest and develop technology-based elements. Number one is to create a unique product. Virtual reality is an example. To enhance the visitor experience through entertainment, education, and interaction. To be competitive, of course, you should not be left behind. To manage visitors by means of technology-driven transport, such as the one found in York Museum, New York. Some they provide e-cars to transport customers from the entrance going to the main attractions. I have experienced that one in Bali. We have a free ride from the entrance of the park going to the temple. Then to improve systems management using computerized ticketing, online booking, customer feedback, and client databases. So most of the attractions nowadays, they have their own Facebook page and some even have their own websites. In general, helpful and friendly staff is also an essential element in tourist attractions, and even if technology plays a significant role in the interaction experience, your staff, friendly staff, is also very important. That's why training is also necessary in your in managing your tourist attractions, because your staff must be friendly and they must also provide quality service, because they have at least almost 100% of the interaction involves your staff. And lastly, we talk about International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, or the IAAPA. So the world's largest amusement parks and attractions association is the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, or the IAAPA, in Alexandria, Virginia, USA. The association was founded in 1918 and had more than 4,500 members in 90 countries. It represents and serves as operators of amusement parks, tourist attractions, water parks, miniature golf courses, family entertainment centers, and manufacturers and suppliers of amusement equipment and services. And they are also publishing different publications like the Fun World, and they also have annual convention. All right, so I guess that's the end of our lesson. If you have any question, you may ask them during our virtual class meeting. See you!